powerful questions in coaching. You would have heard that coaching is all about the coach asking powerful questions to the client that helps the client generate awareness and move towards the solution they are looking for. So let's unpack the concept of powerful questions. The first thing to understand is that there is no prescribed list of questions that are considered powerful or suitable for coaching. On the internet, you might find resources and even ebooks that have a list of questions to ask at various stages in a coaching conversation to unlock client awareness. However, I would use them as a reference but not lean on them at all. The second thing to understand is that it is not the composition of the question, the words used, the way it is framed, that makes a question powerful. Even something very simple and short, like, would you like to explore that? What else? What more? Sometimes even these simple questions can also be powerful. So you should enter a coaching conversation with no preconceived notion of what kind of questions to ask to your client. It is the impact that your question has on the client that makes it powerful, which means it is about the client response to your question rather than the question itself, where the power lies. The next thing to understand is that it is not just the act of asking a question that automatically makes it powerful or even effective. Remember that the client does not know you outside of the coaching relationship, nor do you know the client outside of the coaching relationship. It's a professional transaction that is happening between two people. Therefore, the client is under no obligation to answer your questions. Yes, the client has come to you for help, but if you ask them a question which they don't understand or they are not comfortable answering, they may easily say that I don't wish to go there, or they may say, I don't understand what you are saying. Can you rephrase that? So, what matters is that you build a relationship of trust with the client, you build a rapport with the client, and you create a sense of psychological safety during the session. So, these are the conditions that should be in place for the client to feel free and feel safe enough to answer your questions fully, wholeheartedly, and honestly. It is also about the way a question is worded and asked. For example, if you ask, why do you want to take this decision? Then this starting with a why and this tone of voice can make the client defensive. It reminds them of superiors or authority people. On the other hand, if you ask something like, so what's the thinking behind making this decision? What are the possible consequences of this decision? What is motivating you to take this decision? So, when you rephrase the same inquiry in such words, the client, instead of being defensive, can become reflective. When you ask it with a certain tone of voice, which is non judgmental, then the client also gets the sense that I am free to talk whatever is on my mind. And it is these conditions that can make the question you ask powerful for the client. In summary, there is no prescribed list of questions that is considered powerful in coaching. Please enter a coaching conversation with no preconceived list of questions that you want to ask a client. Let it flow organically. Secondly, it's not the composition of the sentence that makes it powerful or effective. For a question to be powerful, it needs to be asked when the right conditions exist for the client to answer it. It is the way the question has been phrased and the spirit in which it is asked that makes a client open up in response to the question. And the most important thing to understand is that it is not the question which is powerful in itself, but the client's response to it. If whatever you asked helped the client move forward towards their goal, then it is powerful. Otherwise, it is not. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.